About Aaron Rodgers, man, this week
No, what happened with Aaron Rodgers? What did he do?
He did a Tucker Carlson interview.
Okay.
And he went off and he started saying this is 1984, read it and yada yada, and like, and he went.
I hate when these political people, it doesn't matter if they're an athlete or even the pundits or thing. I hate when they start, this is Nazi Germany again. Come on, it's not fucking Nazi Germany. Don't even though it's polarized, even if it's very political, don't tell me it's freaking Nazi Germany.
It's a different type of
but they always do that. They always they always bring it to that. Even like,
what's the biomechanics? Is it biomechanics or like, like where you're nowadays, like they're gonna make you use a credit card eventually, right? And they won't have a nip no more, you won't have a card no more, and you just buy your bio mechanics. I'm not sure if it's the bio.
Basically,
you just show your face, if it's through your that's the only way you can pay online or even at the grocery store, whatever it might be. That eliminates that whole issue. But the problem is that the privacy, behind that, like what happens? Does the government have? They probably already do, but I mean,
they're gaining a lot of information. I heard about these stores, and they're starting to pop up where you just walk into like looks like a container, a little grocery store or whatever, man, I don't know, soft drink store or whatever. Size of a container, you walk in, these cameras are already detecting your face. They know who you are with an account associated to you, so they already know.
Amazon has that in the States.
As soon as they see, taking stuff off the shelf, you just walk out, and you walk out of that place with, your suntan lotion and your milk and your bread, and you already got charged, and you didn't say anything to anybody. You didn't steal. It's whole technology has already got that captured. But it's nice in the container, but now what are they doing with that information? That's what's scary.
It's all the scanning. They're all scanning your faces.
Man, I saw that on Black Mirror once, and I was like, no.
That's a fascinating show, man. You ever watched that show, Steve?
Black Mirror?
Yeah.
But there was an episode on that, the whole credit score, and I was like, that's great. And then you're like, China has this already in place. So that means they have the blueprints. So if another country just wants to come along and do copy paste, we're getting people accustomed and used to it almost. It's like we're
But like, doesn't it make it safer in a sense? Like, let's just say the whole like people were saying during COVID, they're just trying to plant the tracking thing on you, whatever, something like that, conspiracy theories and stuff like that. And it made me think, like, okay, so they put a tracker, but it made me think as a father, imagine I lose my kid. I'd fucking want that tracker on my kid. My kid got kidnapped or something. I'd want a system that can locate where my son is or where my child is. So, like, does it really matter if they're tracking you or if you're a good person? You're not, like, for me, like, if you're a criminal and you have something sketchy to hide, yes, I understand why you don't want to be the thing. But if you're just living your life and you're not hurting anybody, who the fuck cares? And they'll only be looking at you. Yes, you're being logged in a DB or something, but they're only going to check your stuff if they need to check your. I'm sure I'm not popping up on any FBI files because they're interested in me.
I think that they won't check, but what happens is that now you have information stored somewhere, and that information has a price tag. And so whoever they might not be using this information, they could also sell it to someone that wants to use information of like
Facebook,
Brian
and stuff like that.
takes this route every day to go to work and back. What does he have on this route that maybe we can throw marketing at him? Like, does he stop by this store or this? Like, they can,
and it's gonna remind me to pick up milk. Oh fuck, it's true. Man. I don't see that much of a bad thing.
But they're starting to use your day to day.
Yeah, and I understand the selling, but that's private stuff. But I'm thinking like government. Government's not selling your stuff to. They're not selling your stuff. They're not selling your stuff to businesses. That's. Mic, it's off. Your mic is off.
Shit. Hey guys, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I find that, the governments is something that I worry more, you know what I mean? Because governments over time are the ones that, fuck things up. Right? Over time, governments are the ones that, create problems between citizens. And,
if you're just working every day, work hard, take care of your family.
Privacy is important. I find privacy is more important than me trying to satisfy what my fucking government wants. Okay, I'm sorry. For me, it's like, you know, you want me to be, what's going to be the next limit? You know, like what's going to be the next, you know, like the social credit score in China. You do not perform it. What they want.
They set the guidelines. They set.
Whereas you know, wasn't it that the government belonged to the people, not the people belong to the government? Isn't it a bit like that?
Yes,
you know,
I agree.
And,
But
in order to satisfy passport, you know, to travel and this and that, you need to be satisfied. You know, so you screw up, you passed a red light, you know, like you jaywalked, you didn't pay your taxes on time, you know.
Okay, so let me give you this scenario. So, if there is a sort of vigilante group, and they put a bomb at the Bell Center, and everyone blows up, and they're applying this for a year, right? Then people will be outraged. How come the government didn't know about this and that? Well, it's because we're not allowed tracking you guys. We're not allowed doing this. You understand? Like the law, like this would help.
Criminals are always going to be.
Yes,
criminals.
but this would help the fight of criminals. Then you can't really complain the government's not doing enough when you're going, oh, don't spy on me. Don't look into my stuff. Like you can't have it both ways. You can't have the government just to look at the bad guys. Like that's like,
I think giving the government access to be full on Big Brother is giving them too many keys to too many doors. In what your return, like in return, what you're asking is like not enough, because they can be like, yeah, we'll help you with that. But now with these keys, you can do a lot more. If you're giving us like the ability to deploy this technology onto you guys, well then who knows what else we can do without you knowing. Because you're kind of saying like, I get it. You're like, I would love to track my kid, put that chip in my kid, but they'll be like, cool, yeah, you're right, that's a good idea. But what else can we do with this idea? And that's where they're gonna just exploit, and they're still gonna have the ultimate control, because they're not thinking about.
Give an example of exploiting though. I thought about this a lot, and for a guy who follows the law and just pays taxes and just wants to live a normal life, like what could they do to you? The government. I understand businesses, yes, they'll use it for advertising. They'll predict when you're having a child soon. All of a sudden you see pamper commercials, stuff like that on the Facebook. That I understand, that's a bit annoying. But government-wise, give me an example of what a government would do maliciously or against you if you're just an average Joe, if you're just a regular guy.
Well, listen, at the end of the day, malicious, you know, no, I mean, like, whatever the government decides is law, you know?
You have to abide by it.
But at the end of the day, like you're what's it gonna be? Like, you know, like you think that, you know, like they'll set the grounds to what they decide is right or wrong. You know what I mean? Does it make sense? Like, you know,
I think it's just it's a price to pay for complete safety. You know, like don't you find like criminals like fucking prosecutor's job? That's why it's fucked up, the whole
judicial system.
Like a prosecutor has to convince 12 jurors. Defense only has to convince one guy that he didn't do it, and the case is out. A cop could be there, can see you in your house with fucking cocaine and stuff like that, but because he doesn't have a warrant, he can't do nothing. Isn't it like it's kind of fucked?
That's privacy.
It's privacy.
Yeah,
but it's kind of fucked. Like you think that there's like the kid has like people in the basement, kids chained up, but you're not allowed going in there. And if you do go in there and stuff like that, they can throw it out of court because you didn't have a warrant. You didn't follow the steps. It's a bit, to me, that's a bit. Yes, you want your privacy, but then you're losing when you need the government to act, they can't because you guys want your privacy.
Yeah,
you
but
guys want
Brian, who says we want the government to? It sounds like as if, like, you know, you need the government to. But I think what the community needs is the community.